In the heart of the Arizona desert lies a chilling legend known as the haunting of Red Rock Canyon. This is a tale about an incident that occurred in the late 1800s and how a terrifying legend whispered in its aftermath became a horrifying reality. In the 1870s, the town of Red Rock was a thriving mining community. Prospectors flocked to the region in search of silver and gold, and the town's streets bustled with life. However, the prosperity of Red Rock was overshadowed by a dark and ancient legend known as the Curse of the Desert. The legend spoke of the ancient Native American tribe, the Apache, who had once inhabited the region. They believed that the vast desert, with its towering red rock formations, was sacred, home to powerful spirits. The Apache had warned the settlers not to disturb the land, but greed knew no bounds. The mine owners, driven by insatiable avarice, ignored the Apache's warnings and began extracting precious metals from the depths of the red rock. As the silver and gold flowed, so did the misfortune that befell the town. Crops withered, livestock perished, and a shadow of dread descended upon Red Rock. One fateful day, a catastrophic mine collapse trapped dozens of miners deep within the earth. The mine owners, fearing the loss of their wealth, ordered a cover-up, sealing the mine's entrance with the trapped miners still inside. It was an act of unspeakable cruelty that would cast a dark shadow over Red Rock for generations to come. In the aftermath of the tragedy, the Apache's curse resurfaced with a vengeance. The once prosperous town fell into a state of disrepair, the soil turned barren, and the red rocks that had once been a symbol of beauty now stood as ominous sentinels. As the years passed, a chilling legend emerged. It was said that on moonless nights, the apparitions of the trapped miners could be seen wandering the abandoned streets of Red Rock, their ghostly forms illuminated only by the faint glimmer of silver and gold in their spectral hands. In 1892, a group of treasure hunters arrived in Red Rock, lured by tales of the abandoned mines and the riches they supposedly held. They scoffed at the legend of the cursed desert, believing it to be mere superstition. In the heart of the Nevada desert lies a chilling legend known as the haunting of Silver Creek Mine. This is a story about an incident that unfolded in the late 1800s and how a terrifying legend whispered in its aftermath became a horrifying reality. In the year 1887, the town of Silver Creek thrived on the riches of its silver mines. The townsfolk lived in relative prosperity, and the mine owners reveled in their wealth. However, beneath the town's glittering facade lurked a dark secret, a legend known as the Curse of the Silver Vein. The legend spoke of a Native American tribe, the Paiute, who had inhabited the region for centuries before the arrival of the settlers. They believed that the silver vein that ran beneath Silver Creek was sacred, a gift from their ancestors and the spirits of the land. The Paiute had warned the settlers not to disturb the silver vein, but greed knew no bounds. The mine owners, driven by insatiable avarice, ignored the Paiute's warnings and began extracting silver from the vein with ruthless abandon. As the silver flowed, so did the misfortune that befell the town. Crops withered, livestock perished, and a shadow of dread descended upon Silver Creek. One fateful day, a catastrophic mine collapse buried dozens of miners alive. The mine owners, fearing the loss of their wealth, ordered a cover-up, sealing the mine's entrance with the trapped miners still inside. It was an act of unspeakable cruelty that would cast a dark shadow over Silver Creek for generations to come. In the aftermath of the tragedy, the Paiute's curse resurfaced with a vengeance. The once prosperous town fell into a state of disrepair. The soil turned barren and the creek that once flowed with life ran dry. Locals whispered that the trapped miners' restless spirits haunted the mine, seeking vengeance for their unjust deaths. As the years passed, a chilling legend emerged. It was said that on moonless nights, the apparitions of the trapped miners could be seen wandering the abandoned streets of Silver Creek, their ghostly forms illuminated only by the faint glimmer of silver in their spectral hands. In 1955, a group of amateur treasure hunters arrived in Silver Creek, lured by tales of the abandoned silver mines and the riches they supposedly held. They scoffed at the legend of the cursed silver vein, believing it to be mere superstition. One moonless night, armed with lanterns and pickaxes, the group descended into the depths of the long-abandoned mine, determined to unearth the rumored riches. As they ventured deeper, the temperature dropped and an eerie silence settled over the group. Suddenly, the lanterns flickered and died, plunging them into darkness. Panic ensued as they fumbled for their lanterns, but it was too late. In the blackness, they heard the anguished moans of the trapped miners and felt icy fingers brush against their skin. The apparitions of the miners materialized before them, their hollow eyes filled with torment and anger. Terrified, the treasure hunters tried to flee, but an unseen force held them in place. The spirits of the miners exacted their revenge, one by one, claiming the intruders' lives and sealing their fates within the mine's depths. The legend of the haunting of Silver Creek Mine had come true, and the curse of the silver vein had claimed more victims. To this day, Silver Creek remains an abandoned ghost town, its streets echoing with the mournful cries of the trapped miners and a chilling reminder that some legends are born from true horror, and that the spirits of the land can seek retribution when provoked.
The legend of the curse of the Hollow had come to life, and the town was plunged into chaos. The land developers, realizing the grave mistake they had made, fled in terror, leaving behind a valley in ruins. The townspeople, gripped by terror, could feel the presence of Eliza Thornwood's vengeful spirit among them. She had awakened, her ethereal form cloaked in shadow and rage. The incident that followed was marked by a series of inexplicable and horrifying events. Trees uprooted themselves, their roots forming grotesque shapes resembling gnarled hands reaching for the sky. Unseen forces lashed out at the intruders, knocking down equipment and hurling objects through the air. Then, on a moonless night in the midst of the clearing, a tremendous and unearthly howl shattered the silence. It was as if the very earth itself protested against the desecration of Eliza Thornwood's resting place. As the bulldozers and chainsaws advanced, a growing sense of unease settled over Raven's Hollow. The forest seemed to resist the intrusion, with trees groaning and wildlife fleeing the encroaching destruction. In 1923, a group of land developers arrived in the town, enticed by the lush forest and untouched wilderness. They saw potential profits in timber and sought to exploit the resources hidden within the valley. Ignoring the ominous legends, they ordered the clearing of vast tracts of woodland, including the ancient burial site. The legend told of an ancient burial site deep within the forest, said to be the resting place of a vengeful spirit, Eliza Thornwood, who had perished under mysterious and tragic circumstances centuries ago. Local lore claimed that disturbing her grave would unleash a malevolent force upon the town, causing unspeakable horrors. In the year 1923, the remote town of Raven's Hollow nestled in a secluded valley, untouched by modernity. The townspeople lived in harmony with the land, relying on the surrounding forest for their livelihoods. However, beneath the tranquil surface lay a dark legend, the curse of the Hollow. It's in the heart of the Appalachian Mountains. A spine-tingling tale known as the Hollow's Descent has been passed down through generations. This is a story about an incident that unfolded in the early 20th century and how a terrifying legend whispered in its aftermath became a horrifying reality.